What's up, everybody? This is Urgent9, and today we're looking at another aspect of the update to the July 2017 EVE Online patch, and that is the revamp of Project Discovery. Now, for those who don't know, Project Discovery was initially a joint group between CCP and the Human Protein Atlas, which had players identifying proteins and their locations within cells using data provided by Human Protein Atlas. And in this way, they hope to map the various proteins involved in human life. And the hopes was that this would help generate great breakthroughs in medicine, or at the very least help enhance the foundations of biochemistry, which I could totally see. So in game they had the Sisters of Eve overseeing the project, claiming it was drifter samples that you were analyzing as a capsuleer. In recent months, however, I believe at FanFest, CCP announced that they were switching Project Discovery. They agreed the capsuleers had gone through all the data that HPA provided, and they were happy with the results. So they decided to move the whole citizen science initiative over to the search for exoplanets. And in game, the project was moved into the auspices of Concord. So that's where we stand now. This was just released yesterday, and it is essentially going to help with the discovery of exoplanets in the real world, which is pretty awesome, and definitely more focused on it's more in line with the space theme of the game, so that's cool. Let's take a moment here and get started. Welcome to Project Discovery. I'm Professor Michael Mayor, Chief Scientist at Concord's Deep Space Research Division. In an effort to cooperate with capsuleers on the analysis of large amounts of light curve data, we at Concord have set up Exoplanets hunting program using Project Discovery. Even our supercomputers and advanced algorithms are unable to match the effectiveness of capsuleers, so we need your help. We will start you off with some simple samples to train you, and you'll soon be analyzing samples with your fellow capsuleers. Pilots that can accurately analyze the data will find that Project Discovery yields great rewards. This is a luminosity graph of a star far, far away. Your job is to identify planetary transits, a point in time where a planet passes in front of the star from our point of view. When this happens, by the luminosity of the star will decrease as a portion of its light is blocked. The x-axis shows time measured in days. The y-axis shows the luminosity of the star, showing the ratio between its current luminosity and average luminosity at each point in time. While finding transits, you can classify a star activity pattern. However, this will not contribute to your accuracy, as the main goal is to find planets. If the star system is unknown, then player consensus will be gathered on this information. If you are unsure whether a pattern is a transit or not, then examining these categories can be helpful. Use the minimap slider to center the transit on the screen. To mark a transit, let's click on the center of this dip. Since there's only one obvious dimming event in the sample, you should left click again on your marker to confirm this as a suggested transit. Right about here. Toggle marker visibility on and off. Nice. So basically what we're doing is we're looking for dips in luminosity as the planet passes in front of star and eclipses it. The star system is simulated by your markings. Each marker translates to a single planet, and each planet moves in relation to the orbital period you have selected. The planet you just marked can only be spotted once in the graph, so we assume its greater orbital period will span the graph. Here to submit. The way to recognize this as a transit is the prominent dip in the light curve and its U-shape or V-shape. The flux caused by the transit spans multiple data points in the graph. So you can see there's actually a dip over numerous periods of time. Celestial bodies can orbit around a star very fast. It is not uncommon for a planet to orbit around its host star daily or in a matter of few days. You'll now be guided on how to mark such transits. So this will be something like marking like Mercury for us. Mercury is very close to the sun and has a very low number of days in its orbit. Detrending. Firstly, the curve is from a rotating star with solar spots that causes periodic fluctuation in the star's brightness. Use the detrending tool to filter out this solar fluctuation. Multiple transits with a single marker. Click once on the graph, then move your mouse. When the distance has reached half a day, the marker will replicate. Try to hit the highlighted areas in the graph as well as you can, and click to lock the marking. Don't worry, you'll have a chance to fine-tune your marking later. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on one of these transits. We're going to say it's there to there. At this stage, your marking is still modifiable. When marking multiple transits, you have to test your hypothesis in folded mode, which we explain shortly. If you are unhappy with the current state of your marking, it can be discarded by right-clicking on the graph surface. Proceed, discard your marking. And now mark it again. So, the deepest point. By folding the graph onto itself, based on the orbital period you have marked, the dips overlaid onto each other. This lets us better compare the regularity of the dips compared to each other. Press the fold button to further refine your selection and confirm the repeating pattern. In folded mode, you will want to align the transit dips as well as you can. To get all the dips aligned, it's highly likely that there is a periodic object blocking the star. We'll show you how to operate in folded mode. The x-axis now displays the center relative offset from the center measured in days. The length of the x-axis is equal to the orbital period you have selected. You can see the marking information here. To edit the epoch, simply click a position on the graph and the epoch will be adjusted accordingly. Try this now. To change your orbital period in folded mode, you can use your mouse wheel or click and drag on the graph surface. Change the orbital period to roughly 1.743 days and change the epoch such that the aligned transits are centered. So 1.743 days, and then we mark the center out the marking, and we hit confirm. Now submit your analysis. This light curve had rather even and obvious transits caused by a gas giant planet. Folding becomes a crucial tool to find planets within smaller and more uneven fingerprints. It's a very close proximity for a gas giant. I mean, Mercury is just literally a ball of rock. So this must have been a binary star system that didn't come to fruition. Now that you know the basics, it's time for you to start developing an eye for detecting transits. In the following samples, you'll have to find the transits on your own. Be aware, though, transits are relatively rare events. Okay. Detrend. Now it looks like there's actually, because the luminosity changes in 3 different spikes, so let's here. Let's yeah, that's a transit. We've got there. There. Now that covers all the transit markings. So that should be it. Transits on a curve are caused by a star rather than a planet, which can be noted by the magnitude of the drop on the y-axis. The system where this occurs is referred to as eclipsing binary. While these traits can sometimes be clearly identified, they can also be indistinguishable from planetary transits. So I guess the variation is the luminosity of the orbiting star. Okay. We detrended, and there's clearly one there. Pay special attention to patterns that deviate from the norm. Here, the U-shaped pattern is highly indicative of transit. Wow. This one's all over the place. Detrim the data. Now this pattern is just all over the place. And there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's not consistent. See, it's only small here, but then there's these peaks and valleys. Then it evens out again, then it goes flat, and there's these peaks and valleys again. This is a hard one. Yeah, this is all over the place. Confirm that. Transit. It's hard to make sense out of anything else. There we go. With better detrending there. Leveled it out some. So that's better. Notice how the curve slope changes when the planet appears and disappears using the detrending tool to filter pulsating flux of the star away from the planet. So you have to alter the detrending tool to make the interval shorter to filter out all those peaks and valleys. Okay. Detrend. Let's do a 5-hour detrend. There we go. We'll have to fine tune it when we fold it. There. Fold. That's pretty good. Here we go. Alignment of two transits can be coincidental, but the depth and width of the transit hence the same object. See, this is different. We have spikes in luminosity, but we don't really have any dips. We don't have any V-shaped valleys. And then yeah, I mean there's really nothing there. It's just because it's only one point in time. Transits are multiple points angling down. So we'll say no transits. Beware, the transits are not always obvious. Some blend in well to the stellar activity and noise of the star. Use the zoom to compare dips in folded mode to find planets with small fingerprints. Yeah, that's very hard to detrend from the background. That's a barely detectable transit right there. So yeah, this is when the shit's gonna start getting hard. This is an upward trend. Let's see what happens when we fold the graph. We have a downward trend here. Let's go for that. Transits of planets are often visible to a lot of noise. Pay attention to the mean flux in an area instead of the individual positive and negative sparks. Yeah, not going to be easy to find a lot of these. This is what a lot of what they're signing us up for. I don't see this program being very popular. Because, I mean, this, with the data we have and the filtering tools we have, this is almost indistinguishable from background noise. I'd rather us just sit logged in and do protein folding than do this bullshit. This one's easier. Mark that one. Dip there, but I can't see anything corresponding to it. Let's detrend it a little more. And some of these positive dips are pretty irregular. Let's try to filter out some more. This is interesting. But it doesn't align. Doesn't really align to any luminosity barriers, really. Let's hold it and see what we get. And of course, we can't zoom in this mode. Which makes it even harder. Discard. Yeah, it's hard to see any real consistent pattern with this. there's not really much in the way of rhyme or reason to this. Surge here. Short of a transiting star. Pull off the go on. You see all these different levels. It's like, no. Notice how the slope changes and when the planet appears and disappears. Use the detraining tool to filter pulsating fluctuations. So I got one right, but then I called this a. Okay, that is obviously a transit. Oh, we think it's a transit, but its luminosity is going up, not down. Oh, that's. Focus. Most samples you'll find will not include a transit. Even though planets are plentiful in our galaxy, the chance that they will align between the star and our telescope is pretty low. So, we got some experience. $250,000 ISK. And it shows what you get at the different levels here. Level 10, you get a cap, t-shirt, a pacifier blueprint copy, pacifier skin, some more clothes, and a enforcer copy, skin, and then eventually you get the glasses. Well, that is the general gist of it. Let's see what they gave us. Exoplanet reward crates. Let's see what they decide to bless us with for putting that in our life. Kestrel exoplanet hunter skin. Incursus exoplanet hunter skin. So basically, you get 2 random exoplanet hunter skins for completing the tutorial, as well as 250,000. 250,000 is so. Yeah, it's decent enough. Hopefully, they can try and filter out some of the data, because I mean, you need better tools if you're going to spot those ones in the planet inside the luminosity of the star. Because if you look at the small averages they were showing, it's like, yeah, this is totally a transit. I'm like, you can't determine that from the rest of the luminosity of the star, even if you detrend it down to an hour. So it's like, even filtering out as much as this system lets you, it's still just there in the background. You can't make sense of it. So that'll do it for this episode. I'm Emerging 99, and I will see you next time.